This is the first day of the show. This is a Lordstown Motors pickup. These particular vehicles, and I believe they're the only ones in the industry that actually have hub motors. They do not have a electric motor in the middle with drive axles. These are actually hub motors. We're going to take a look at this here. Look at the rear seating area here. I take it probably folds. It's like there's your jack. Here's your display. Here's your console. This is made in Lordstown, Ohio, at a previously General Motors plant that made the Chevy Cruze. So you can see
No cookies? Nobody had.
Oh, sorry. We'll open up the front here. I don't know if that's a Tesla turn. Why don't you open that up? Oh, just lift. Looks like we got a pretty good sized frunk. There's your electrical disconnect if there's a fire. Looks like we got a 110 outlet there. I don't know what the amperage is. Come around here. Again, this is a brand new product. They have not delivered one of these to a customer yet. They are trying to deliver a couple of hundred in 2022, fourth quarter. And there's a hub motor, unique only to Rivian that I know of. You can see the bed. The tailgate is nothing fancy. It doesn't have a ladder that pops out of it. There is a plug right here. Another 110 outlet. Put this tailgate up. Take a look under the truck. It does have like a class 2 receiver hitch right here. Spare tire full size. You can see the high voltage lines to the hub motors. You can see she's underneath here. It's very smooth. In the center where the battery is. Here we are. This is a Lucid Air. It looks like here they are putting the car in Sema electrified, but they're selling some kind of an alignment, sophisticated wheel alignment setup. I don't know. This car right here, I don't know the specs on them. I've only seen one out on the road. This is a Lucid Air. These are built down by Tucson, Phoenix area, is my understanding. I'm going to walk around it. I've only seen one of these on the road up in Idaho last summer. There was a doctor in Idaho Falls when I was charging my Chevy Bolt that had one of these. Over here, this is a Karma GS6. It is a hybrid. You can see, I don't know if this is fuel right here or if that's electricity to recharge it. It's a plug-in hybrid. Over here you have another fuel port. I don't know which one is which. This car is actually built in Southern California. Here's some specs on it. Apparently this is, like I say, it's a hybrid, a plug-in hybrid. And this car is under 100,000. I guess Karma bought some tuning from Fisker before they went under. Over here, you've got, well, it looks like a Polestar. I believe that's what that is. I believe that's from Volvo. Polestar 2. These have been for sale for a while. 100% electric. Here's something else that's in Sema electrified. GIG Gig Performance has a device back here that bolts to the rear of this here new Can-Am that uses the suspension travel to generate electricity to charge the 12-volt battery. I would guess this would be in supplement to the alternator or generating capacity of this vehicle. I have never seen one of these. Roadkill 1000. You could go to their website and you could see what the specifications are on this. Here's a 50 some odd GM pickup. Looks like it's got a Hyper 9 in there. They've been using that particular motor for years. I believe they're in the neighborhood of 120 to 130 horsepower. Here's something over here. I don't know what this is, but this looks like it's got a Hyper 9 on it. Again, from a company called NetGen. I'll get a picture of it. This looks like some kind of little toy. Looks like a Polaris slingshot. Looks like we got some batteries up here. I don't know what those are. This Jeep right here. You can see the stuff under the hood here, the electronics, and it looks like one battery pack. This Jeep down here looks like, I'm not familiar with that, but that's going electric motor and gearbox right to the stock transfer case. A couple of more vehicles that are down here in Sema electrified. This is a looks like a 65 Ford Mustang. Very well done. You can see some of the specs on this. Looks like it's got a revolt motor in it. Some of the specs. You can see how this is done here, how they did this. Battery pack up here. I guess that's the revolt motor. Looks like it's got a little icon DC to DC inverter there. Master shutoff switch. Original master cylinder, it looks like, and brake booster. Actually, my understanding is that is right there in the middle is actually a Tesla motor that has a different inverter over here that's attached to it. Beautiful car, beautiful build. Back here you can see some of their batteries. Couple of master shutoff switches here. Very well done. An Elcon battery charger, same one I use on my Teslaris. Very common in the industry. Here's another build that someone has done. This one here has got a nice warning label. from Ready Kilowatt. That's this guy right here. This one here looks like to me it's got a Tesla Model 3, Model Y rear drive unit. The same unit I have in my Teslaris build. See the charger here. This tank right here is obviously a pneumatic tank for the raising and lowering of the vehicle. Forgive the crudity. 1964 year I was born. Galaxy 500. See, it says right here, complete Tesla Model 3. Pretty sure it's got an Nginx controller. I think they're the only ones that can control a Model 3 in 2022. Looks like we got the party chest up here. Here's a 1972 Plymouth satellite. You can see some of the specs here. This has a Tesla Ludicrous large drive unit in it and 100 kilowatt of Tesla batteries. This was in the SEMA show last year. It was outside. Very beautiful job he did on this. He said that he's in this car $65,000. I find that difficult to believe, but I believe the man. Back here you can see it's got a aluminum battery box, some very sophisticated suspension setup here. Master power switch, 12 volt battery over here. Take a look down here at the bottom of this. You can see right there that that's like out of a 2012 to 2015 Model S or X rear drive unit. He's done a beautiful job on this car. Kevin is the owner of this car. He says that this car will go 300 miles at 65 miles an hour. He did a fantastic job on this. You can see one of the Tesla battery modules here.
All right, guys, I'm Joel Fillets with Scalar Performance. We have here our SCR1, which is our touring race car, all electric. It's a 65 kilowatt hour battery. You can buy this car from us, fully prepped, race spec ready to run in the NASA Super Touring Series. We built this car with FIA spec safety in mind. It's electric powered motor, one motor in the back with the gear reduction. It's right now 330 horsepower, 400 foot-pounds of torque. Around the front here, you can see the front half of the battery pack. It runs the length of the vehicle and terminates in front of the rear axle.
In a T form.
T-shaped battery. We have a chilled system. It's a chilled water system. So there's an AC compressor. It's an 800 volt battery, 800 volt AC compressor. There's our chiller over there. Cools the battery that way. We use the factory GR86 condenser up here with fans on it for cooling up here. Okay. We run an Olin suspension. Developed. This will be on Olin's shaker rig in December to get developed and tested specifically for this chassis. Okay. The weight of the car is 3,000 pounds with the battery pack, so it's nice and light, nimble. The power to weight, the weight ratio is we're about 45% in the front, 55% in the rear. You come around here. Here's our safety. So being electric, pulled out of the FIA book, this is your HV status. So if this light's green, this is safe for the marshals to touch the car if it's been in an accident. This lets everyone around the car know that the high voltage system is safe. If it's red, you can blow the fire suppression button right here. This will flood the pack with Novec 1230. We'll also detonate pyro fuses and will isolate the high voltage battery from the car, so it's safe for the driver and marshals to get into the car and rescue the driver.
So we got green, it's good.
Green's good.
If red,
then you detonate the fire suppression fuse, which isolates the high voltage system. So you come
okay. So one thing, I got a question on that. So if somebody wants to be a smart aleck and ruin your day, they can push that button.
It's probably about a $200 push. That's just for the fuses, and then you got to refill the Novec.
Gotcha.
The thing with this, with having a fire suppression system, this is a race car. You
Right.
can't expect somebody to maintain this kind of system and level of safety on a street car.
You're not going to park this in Walmart's parking lot.
No, you're going to have this around other people that,
God forbid.
that have race cars, that are familiar with race
Right,
cars.
right. No, I understand. Sorry, I was just throwing some sarcasm. Let me get a picture in here, and then we can... You can see the battery pack there. Looks like there's another set of those knobs inside there for the... Isn't that correct?
So that's yours. So you need, it needs to be in a minimum 2 places. We decided to go with 3. So you have driver control, and then you have left and right side of the car.
Okay, let's take a look at that electric motor. There we go. That is a permanent magnet, correct?
Yep.
And then tell me a little bit. You said dry sump.
Dry sump oil.
It's over here.
And cooling. So
okay, right here. Cool. Then we got a Cascadia inverter. Is that correct?
Yep.
And now what is that motor there?
So that's a Stealth EV motor. It's a custom motor housing, and it's got a border motor core in it.
Gotcha. And it is 800 volts.
800 volt
system. And you are, where's our charger on this?
So the charger's right here.
Okay, so it's got a J17 424, whatever it is. I forgot.
Level 2, level 3.
Yep.
So this
car,
you
can do both.
Yep. This car on level 3, 150 kilowatt, will recharge in 20 minutes. It'll run for about 45-minute runtime.
And it'll recharge in 20, but we have to have a charger that's capable of
150 kilowatts.
150 kilowatts. We walk around this again, and
so the battery pack, being that it runs up the center of the car, you'll see that the tunnel has been cut out of the car.
Correct.
The battery pack is now a structural integral part of the car. The whole bottom of the battery is one massive skid plate that covers and ties in the floorboards, the frame rails, everything's tied together underneath.
And I thought Teslaris, my build was difficult. You notice they have the same panel on each side, and then again, right in there for safety. You get a picture of this. I mean, this is all extremely professionally done. I could imagine how many hours, the thousands of hours this probably took to build this car. So what does this retail for? What do you sell this for?
This car sells for $209,000 US. There will be 10 of them that we're selling for the next year, 2023 season. That will be a founder edition car. We will work with you personally to develop this car. At the end of the year, any changes that we make, we'll upgrade your car to the production car at the end of the year.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that is one of the coolest things that's in here. Thanks for letting me do this video.
Not a problem.